That's on page 2. The riders, 35,000 police officers, 6,433 NSCDC men, soldiers, EFCC on ground to ensure hitch-free poll. INEC asks parties, candidates to comply with Electoral Act. CAN holds prayer session for smooth election. Government declares today work-free day. We do hope that with all the security presence, the election goes on smoothly.
All right, moving now to the Daily Trust. We have the major headline here: Maiduguri flood. Victims in dilemma after discharge from camps. To riders, our houses inhabitable. We need support. We will assist them to rebuild their homes. And this is a statement coming from the Borno government. And we have photo speak here. A vision comes true as Buni scholars return home to contribute to Yobe's development. And that's basically it from the Daily Trust newspaper.
All right, next is the Daily Times. On the Daily Times newspaper, we have as major headline, we are building strong financial system, business-friendly economy, says Tinubu. The riders says private sector partnership central to his government's far-reaching reforms. Coca-Cola announces 1 billion naira investment, $1 billion investment in Nigeria. That's a good one. And that's on page 4 of the Daily Times newspaper. Oh, Gaga, I wonder why you gave me that look. At the top mass, we have regulatory agencies must eliminate overlaps, align with Tinubu's agenda, says Shetima. Nigeria set to get $1.5 billion World Bank loan next week. That's on page 15. With ECMR, no more stopping of vehicles to check papers, says police. How possible is this? That's on page 2. ICPC to fight corruption with AI recovers 4 billion in 24 hours. That's on page 12. At the bottom strip, appeal court gives nod to federal government ex-CJN Onogen to settle SAC dispute out of court. And the last headline from the Daily Times, road crashes, FRSC to commence round-the-clock traffic law enforcement nationwide. That is on page 9 of the Daily Times.
Next is The Guardian. The lead. Edo decides 2024. People, politics, power and their godfathers on a war path.
Photo speak is quite
yes,
interested to see.
It's hilarious. So you get a big story, pages on 4 and 5. NNPCL marketers return to PMS import over shortfall from Dangote. The saga continues. PDP crisis. More cracks in governor's rank as Board of Trustees meets NAS caucus. Outrage as EFCC's Bello arrest saga mocks 80.2 billion naira fraud charge. Anxiety over Edo poll as police vow to descend on troublemakers. I hope they are neutral as they do that. Appeal Court approves federal government Unoge out-of-court settlement. Fubaras loyalists to contest council election under APP. And lastly, from The Guardian, court orders Belema Oil to pay $21 million, 10 billion naira contract debts to BGP CNPC.
All right, let's look at the Punch newspaper. The Punch newspaper has as major headline, Edo poll, military mans state boundaries. EFCC goes after vote buyers. That's on page 2. And the rider, security agencies in show of force. Government declares holiday. Materials arrive 18 local government areas. INEC upbeat of success. That's on page 2. At the top mass we have Damagum. 4 governors back Wike's support for PDP chair. That is on page 14. This is getting quite interesting. Dangote officials, refiners tackle marketers over imported PMS. That's on page 19. Farmer herders clashes. Federal government panel recommends open grazing, ranching. That's on page 28. At the bottom strip, we have address ticket refunds in 24 hours. Federal government tells NCAA. Lagos cleric abductors demand 30 million naira ransom. That's on page 4. FX crisis. PZ cushions to sell Nigeria subsidiaries. That's on page 19. That's the last headline.
And next is the Nation newspaper. Economy on the right path, says Edu. The rider, government to unlock huge stranded assets to boost financing liquidity. Above the masthead, council autonomy, constitution for rework, says Akpabio. Red alert in Edo 24 hours to election. The rider poll materials in councils. Tinubu shelves 79th hunger for domestic challenges. Governor, First Lady, associates celebrate Hamzat at 60. And the photos speak here. A vision comes true as Buni scholars return home to contribute to Yobe's development. 233 students selected competitively from Yobe's 17 local government areas under Buni Foreign Scholarships Scheme to study in India. So it's a good one.
All right, so we'll come back to the studio now. We're joined by our analyst this morning, Comrade Abel John Gold. Good morning, Comrade.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for
Good
joining
morning.
us this morning.
Proudly an alumnus.
Welcome to Paper Review. Okay, this morning we're just going to take a few headlines. Time is on our friend this morning. The major headline on most of the papers is talking about Edo poll. Tomorrow is the election, and the Guardian captured it this way: Edo decides 2024. People, politics, power, and their godfathers on a war path. Do you think this is really going to be a war path? And the Punch, was it the Punch? Other newspapers talk about, okay, the Nigerian Tribune says Edo Guba, heavy security ahead polls. 35,000 police officers, 6,433 NSCDC men, soldiers, EFCC on ground for this election.
Yes, you asked if it's really going to be a war path as stated.
Yes.
I think just recently, Obaseki, the governor of Edo State, reiterated or restated what former President Olusegun Obasanjo said in 2007. He used the word, this election is going to be a do or die affair. And people laugh at it, and at the end, his candidate won. Obaseki just said this very week, was saying that the election is going to be a do or die. So I don't know what he meant by do or die, whether it's going to be forced or maybe putting his effort for the campaign. But I also see that the election is going to be a tight thing because in Edo right now, there are some persons who believe that the governor have not done well. Based on that, they want to lay anger on the governor. Are you getting me? They're going to put vengeance, giving vengeance by that, by one the other way around. Though campaign stopped this morning, 12 minutes. Then the other way, others are also saying that Monday Kwebolo, the senator, is a son of a godfather. Because you talk about godfather war party, and both of them equally have godfather. As well as Godalo, Obaseki is going to be his godfather. If at the end he wins, Obaseki will say, "I put you there." And if Monday Kwebolo also wins, it's going to be Oshomole's political god's son, which has already been. So the war is not.
But this time around, we have three strong candidates. Don't you think that the Labour Party are also pulling their weight in Edo State?
If you have me to analyze the election, I would think that the Labour Party will actually go do well the election, because if you look at this election, I have the feeling that
it's going to be PDP and APC.
In we have the three senatorial districts. It is believed that APC is going to win the Edo North, if not 80%, 70%. It is also believed that in the Edo Central, which is ESAN, that the PDP and APC are going to share the vote, because Okpebolo is mainly from the ESAN lands, while Afe Godalo is from Ewohimi, very boundary town with Delta here. Are you getting me the accent? And in as much as Afe Godalo have a very good CV, Asa Godalo is known to be an Ibadan Lagos base, born there, bred there, school there, and getting people from ground. So there's tight 50-50 you are going to see in Edo Central.
Okay.
Then now coming to Edo South, they have the majority of the vote, where the populace is where the elite lives. That is the Bini Aziz. Then you have Akpata, SAN, Olumide Akpata, the Warri boy Bini parents there, pulling weights there. The youth who want change are looking after him. Are you getting me? That is the Labour Party. The youth who want change, those who want a different ball, that let it go of APC, let go of PDP, they want him. But how many of these persons now are in Edo North, are in Edo Central?
Okay, it's good.
So that is just my own view. So it's really going to be a very tough election for me. Yeah.
So let's look at this one. Cracks widen in PDP over plots to remove Damagu. Adamawa governor declares support for acting national chairman, and the Osun State Governor Adeleke says, "I stand by PDP's constitution, governors forum." When you put this side by side, what Wike said earlier, that anybody that comes to interfere, we put fire in their state.
You see, the way things are going now, PDP, they have lost focus of opposition. They are no longer playing real opposition. Yes, not
at the national level, they've lost.
They lost it. Yeah.
They've lost focus.
Yes, they are.
They are
So,
fighting within.
Now, you haven't heard the name Lai Mohammed. Do you know what the APC was doing to the PDP then? Even in a foreign country, when you are in opposition, I was a kid, but at least as a political scientist, I read books of how today NP and the ruling party will bring budget, fine budget. That evening, UPN have criticized the budget, rubbish the budget. You will now begin to see fault for what you just praised now. That was opposition. That's how to be an opposition. Like Mohammed, you will see what the president want to do good. They will tell you the negative side of it that you did not see. They did it. Now, PDP lost power and they lost everything. They could not wage opposition against the APC. Even then in Lagos, the APC was ruling. That is the APC party, AD to ACN. You will see the way the PDP were opposing the PDP, the Tinubu's government. That was even giving Lagos an advantage. You will see a bad road. PDP will go and put signboard that this should belong to Lagos State government. Please bear with federal government. The next day, Lagos State government will go and do it. They will go and put someone in bad road of federal. So who was enjoying the fight? Is it not the people? Yeah, APC dead in data. No APC in data. No opposition data. Same thing at the national level. No PDP at the national level. So what are we saying? So if PDP have lost focus to be an opposition party, instead you see them romancing the ruling party. You see Wike, a minister. There's nothing wrong with being a minister. Are you getting me? But on the other hand, I saw Wike singing on your mandate, we stand. The same Wike who was attacking APC government when he was the governor, because you are not there now, you are not singing the different song. Then who will play the opposition role? If Ayokowa, immediate past governor of Delta State, is silent. Who? The only person talking is Atiku.
All right. Let's take this last headline because it talks about what's happening in the country. It talks about petrol. On the Punch, it's captured this way: Dangote officials, refiners tackle marketers over imported PMS. Then on the Guardian has it this way: NNPCL, marketers return to PMS import over shortfall from Dangote. Now, the back and forth between NNPCL and Dangote seems not to be ending anytime soon. The NNPC is accusing Dangote of not supplying enough to them, and then they went ahead to import, these petroleum products into the country.
You see, Dangote own Nigeria truth. Dangote is owning Nigeria truth. There are things Dangote need to tell us. The other time when Dangote lamented that no crude, that they want to go and buy crude abroad, Nigeria raised alarm. People were complaining. The whole social media was awash. And the next thing we saw openly where President Bola Ahmed Tinubu ordered NNPC to supply Dangote crude, and they supplied him crude. Just last week, that they were talking about the pricing, that if that he will not say retail price, which I understood, that he wants NNPC to buy everything in bulk and distribute to people. And if NNPC do not buy, he will go and sell abroad. Later they resolved that NNPC should buy from him and sell to retailers. Now they're actually that they're short of products. So what are we saying? It means Dangote, there's something is hiding that we don't know.
Is it Dangote or Dangote and the NNPCL?
It is Dangote. Let Dangote come and tell us this. NNPC even tries to go and buy outside instead of Dangote. Oh.
They bought it already now. They already bought it. They've been importing into the country.
Was it this week? We learned that truckers were leaving Apapa, moving to Lekki to go and lift Dangote's crude to supply other people. Yeah. The next day we heard that they did not move again, they did not supply again because they did not settled on price. I'm very sure that in as much as we all believe that NNPC lie, let Dangote himself come out and say, Nigerians, you people fought for me. Nigerians fought for Dangote, whether I like it or not. Come and tell us, look, this is the situation on ground. Let us know what is on ground. NNPC is not telling us truth, and Dangote too is not telling us truth. There are things Dangote is hiding on this product.
All right.
Why would the other day you were crying that you need crude to get product? You say you have excess product the other week, and now you are saying they are saying shortage of product. So what are we saying? Dangote own Nigeria, truth.
Okay. Thank you so much, Engineer Comrade Abel Janko. That is the much we can take this morning on Paper Review. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
All right, that is it on Paper Review this morning. Please get yourself copies of these newspapers and read the stories for yourself, or you can check online and get them, get the stories and read up as well. We'll go on a break, and when we come back, we'll be joined by our ex-girl Tega for the biggest trend on X. Please stay with us. glad to find this edition of Morning Ride. It is time for us to bring you the biggest trend on X. And this morning we are joined by our X-girls, Tega and Patience. Good morning, Tega. Good morning, Patience. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Good morning, Gaga.
Good morning,
Gaga.
ladies. Welcome.
We almost left Gaga out this morning.
You look good.
I'm
the only guy, so
he's
thank you,
blessed to
Patience.
be here.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right.
Okay.
So, what has been the biggest trend this week?
A lot happened this week. Well, let's start with hashtag Wizkid. So Wizkid was trending apparently because the MMS music video that is featured on Ashake's song in Ashake's recent album Lunga Boy. The video is taking place right now, and that means soon there's going to be a release. And surprisingly, it was Wizkid that was trending. It's not Ashake. I mean, it's actually Ashake's song, and Wizkid just a feature.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's happening in the music industry, I guess.
It's called the biggest bird for a reason.
Yeah.
So it's just like a Nigerian artist does a song and then he features someone big, like an
Yes.
international star, someone.
Yes.
Naturally, people would want to talk about that particular star or that person that they feel is bigger. And people love Wizkid a lot. The love for Wizkid is so massive that I don't even understand it. But then it's normal for Wizkid.
So are you a
to
fan
trend.
of David?
Yes, I'm a fan of Davido. I love Davido. I appreciate Wizkid, what he does, but then, like I said, he has a huge fan base that I don't even understand what the law is all about. I'm not trying to beef them, but people love him.
Yes.
So it's understandable that he should be trending.
So our next trend for this week, I'm sure you guys know it, is hashtag chosen. So, so it was trending over the week for more than 3 days, and it actually came from some videos, testimonial videos that were posted on TikTok about people giving testimonies and saying, I am a chosen. And then Nigerians basically came out and started using it to create memes, create jokes about different things, saying, I'm a chosen, who are you? Even a footballer, I think it's called a goal during his match or during his tournament, and then
During the Champions League,
yes. So he raised up his shirt and on his like singlet, you know, say, I'm a chosen on it.
I think Ogaga should go first.
So I think that it's an interesting trend because Nigerians of course would like to catch praise. But the truth is, I think this thing just came to limelight because this chosen church, it has been on TikTok. Even my friend and I, we've been talking about it since. But funnily enough, it seems like some person just got to know about it and the trend just became blue on our faces and all of that. And even different things. There was a song that was also trending. People were saying it's a response to the recent trend. Actually, that song is not recent. It was not recently done. That's an old video as well. So most of the videos we've seen are old videos. And sometimes, social media can also be misleading. There was one that a woman was testifying about AK-47 and all of that. And I think the spokesperson of the church came out and said that people should go to the official site. That what bloggers did was misleading. They just got a part of it. That what the story she was telling is actually a dream.
We actually have one of their videos, sir. Yeah, we put one of their videos. Maybe we can watch it together.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's just social media for you. I think we should always try to get context and confirm stuff that we see out there. But because listening to
If it was a dream, why were the church members so excited that she was narrating and she took the gun, she put it here, she put it there, and she took that to the police station? Why were they so excited? It was a dream.
Did you see the lion though? It was
We're
like
so
bye bye.
Yes, like how could the lion
God
keep that
forgive
going?
me. I'm not supposed to be laughing at such a thing. It's about church, and then like most people have come online to say they're not happy with the way this trend is going. That Christians should not participate in this kind of joke or this kind of fun on social media. That you should understand the power of God and that miracles can happen. So I'm not disputing that miracles cannot happen, but the church put it. They put it out there for people to see. Like if it was a dream, I don't know. I just
No. So what was said? Because even me, I've not independently verified that. But what was said is that what we see, it's not the church that put it out there.
Who put it out there?
The trending videos you see are cut out videos from the main video.
But she said those things.
Yes, but did you see the start and the end of the video?
We did not see the start and
exactly
But
my
you see,
point.
video I
so whether it
watched-
was a dream or not,
The video I watched the video of when the guy said that the lion carried him and dropped him and waved at him. I also watched the video. This
was
one
that a
you're
dream
talking
too?
about.
No, that wasn't the
That one
dream.
wasn't a dream.
No,
But I
I'm just
also
saying.
watched this other one you're talking about where she said it was a dream. So
Yeah.
some videos cut it out, some videos left it there.
Do you get?
Yeah.
Some were kidnapped since.
Yes.
I thought we were about to see a video.
Yeah, we're
from
about to
Twitter.
see a video. Someone even gave us a breakdown of like all the trends that will be happening this year from January to September.
Yes, I think I saw. I think I.
But I know that we Christians, we shouldn't be laughing at this because the Muslims, you would never see something about Muslims. We should not be laughing about it. But then I must commend Nigerians that since the beginning of this year, we've had a very hard time. But one way or the other, we always look for something.
Nothing can steal our joy.
I'm telling you, nothing can steal our joy as
Nothing.
Nigerians. Something. So from the
Nothing
beginning of the
good
year, we've
bad
always had a theme for the
Yes.
month. Let's see.
Okay, so for
Declare you are a choosing. My husband was afraid when he heard that it was kidnapper. When my husband said he's a choosing kidnapper, who are you? Then I say, Oga, we not come here to play. Then remove gun, AK-47. Then shot my husband on the chest. And I say, I am a choosing. The God of my pastor power, where are you? Then say, I should keep quiet. I say, where is the God of my pastor power? And shot my husband again. I continue, they say, I should keep quiet.
Okay, this video.
Yeah.
She said they kidnapped her husband. So she was talking to her husband on the phone while the process of the kidnapping scene.
Yeah.
So she was telling her husband to shout, I am a chosen, I am a chosen, I am a chosen. Who are you? I'm Robert,
yes,
who are
and
you?
she
You know?
said that while this was happening, that they were shooting our husband.
They're shooting her husband, yeah.
So the bullets got penetrated.
Did not penetrate.
4 times.
4 times.
And
Yeah.
then the man was rescued.
Yes, at the end of the day, the man was rescued.
But how did you hear the one that the guy said he cut his head? You think kind?
Yeah. I don't know how. but-
Why you guys laugh me down?
Okay.
That's what he
Well,
said.
Okay, well, let's go through everything that happened this year so far. So someone tweeted, so January was no grief for anybody.
Yes.
February was Mommy Z Aguero moment. March was Milky Donuts.
Yeah.
Where's the
April,
Milky Donuts anyway? What happened?
You didn't
To
eat
make
Milky
it-
Donuts?
No, I did not.
I did not
Air
actually.
pressure has nothing on me.
It
I
was very milky.
You
You had it like a very
you have
good
up
Milky
before.
Donut.
I had it. It was milky.
Okay, so April was Timberland. May was Tap Tala was Tap Swap.
Yeah.
June was Tease. And when we talked about this one,
Yeah.
then July was Go Go Go.
Mhm.
And then August was Fish
Fish
Pie
pie,
or
Divio.
Divio and Cute Sissy. And then September was I Am a Chosen. September is I Am a Chosen.
Well, like I said, we shouldn't be laughing over testimonies and miracles. It can happen.
Yeah.
But I think it's the way the church members were saying it. It's the way they,
Yeah.
I think that's what's making Nigerians laugh.
Yeah.
And
Quick one, Patience. What's your best trend? What has been your best trend of the ones that we read out this year?
This year. That should be. I think I am a chosen. I won't lie. The trend is just. I would have said demure, or fish pie, but I think chosen is.
What about you
I
thinking?
think personally, my favorite one was the Demio.
Okay.
You
I
got it a lot, right? You got it a lot, apparently. That's why you liked it. Oh, my blessing.
I don't follow trends, but I think mine would be no grief for anybody.
Okay.
Yeah, mine would be no grief for anybody. How about yours?
I don't think I have a favorite.
Mine would be no grief for anybody because at some point at the beginning of the year, you know, every year people make these resolutions and you're like, this year I'll be a different person. So, you know,
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let's move on to our next trend.
okay.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
hashtag Bayu and hashtag Frank Idol were trending alongside each other on Monday.
Yes.
And this is because in Bayu's popular podcast called Curiosity Made Me Ask, Frank Idol gave him a taste of his own medicine. So normally, Bayu, he asks a lot of services questions on this his show. And then this time around, for this last one that he did, it was Frank Idol invited. That is the former Who Wants to Be a Millionaire host. And then normally when he invites services on the show, they are very, very. Some of them they are very insulting.
Not really
Not
insulting.
really insulting,
They
but like
clap back.
yeah, they
And
clap
they
back.
give
Yeah.
aura for aura.
I think
Yes.
that's the purpose of the show.
That's what of the show
Yeah.
basically, yes. But Nigerians are saying that the way Frankie Dore did his own was very smooth. He talked so eloquently, and they're like, this should be the standard. As it was on Nigeria, said this should be the standard. Someone even said, Frankie Dore's episode in Is Bayou's Curiosity Made Me Ask is and should be the standard. It's so classic, and it comes back with natural without the usual cursing or man-handling versions we have seen. I think people just really liked that they were able to see Frankie Dore again on the screen, because it has been a while since.
Have you seen the video?
Yes, partly. I didn't see it to the end. It was like, how did he introduce him? He introduced him in a way that, like, the man, whether who has been sacked,
Formerly known as,
sacked
You trust me, you.
yeah. So he was like, he didn't even call my name.
Yeah.
He didn't call my name.
That's how to do it as broadcast.
So it was nice, but saying it's the standard, I don't agree, because people have different personalities. Do you understand? So if you bring a Frankie Dore to that show, you don't, and you bring a Portable, for example, you don't expect them to be on the same wavelength and all of that. So the idea is to bring your personality, but be ready for the banter. All banter and fun, really.
So for me, I would say kudos to Isbayu. Like, I love what he's doing on his podcast. Like, these are things we want to see. Enough of the bringing girls to come on your podcast to talk about men come on your podcast to talk about women, and they just don't have anything to say. But Isbayu, he asks questions about the lifestyle of these personalities, and he's like, I saw the one he did with Kate Henshaw. He brings notable personalities. Even when he brought Bob Risky, he's still asking questions that Nigerians would want to ask Bob Risky. So I love what he's doing. But then I do not know who gave him the audacity to bring a whole Frank Idoho to his show and then think of giving it to Frank Idoho hot. Like, we all know who Frank Idoho is. Like, if Frank Idoho comes on this set, you should know that this man has this personality. There are two people you should not mess with on social media, or if you meet them in person. That's Frankie Doho and Jim Ike. Don't dare.
You cannot
Don't
salvage them.
try
Is what you're
it.
trying to say.
Don't try. Their clapback is always so you will cry. And you almost cried on that show. The part that got me was when he said, when Frankie Doho told him something about his father, and he said, at least people know my father. And Frankie Doho said something about him eating his father, something like his pot belly. That part got to me. I had to even quickly go to Google and try to figure out who Isbayu's father is. So that show was really nice. I loved it.
So let's move on to our next trend. #Patient Jonathan. So Patient Jonathan was trending because after Remi Tinubu launched an Asoebi for the Independence Day celebrations amidst the hardship in this country, Nigerians came out and called her out, and were even comparing her to Patient Jonathan, saying that Patient Jonathan was a much better first lady. And this argument even came up with whether there should still be an office for the first lady. And someone even came out to say that at least Patient Jonathan pretended to actually like and care people, unlike Remi Tinubu now, and she's not even showing any concern. And someone clapped back and said that, I'm not comfortable with what you said about Patient Jonathan pretending to care. Sister, she never pretended to care. Instead, she showed all the elements of motherly love and care to Nigerians. We all know how APC's criminal Buhari, together with Remi Tinubu's husband, conspired to destabilize the Jonathan government. There's no basis for comparing Remi Tinubu with Patient Jonathan, because the former has been feeding on government's money from Lagos State to the Nigeria federal level. Druggy wife care. What we are witnessing is the true wickedness of the Tinubu lineage. Just one came out, and some people were like, Patient Jonathan, when people went through things, she was there for you. She would mourn with you, even when they kidnapped Chibok girls. She came out. There's God, though. So people were like, "There's no comparison here."
Okay, I think that Nigerians, I'm not really a fan of this comparison. I don't think it was necessary. Honestly, I don't think it was necessary. If I think what Remi Tinubu calls it is the unity fabric that will be launched on October 1. So, to me, not honest, it's not necessary at a time like this. Why are we getting fabrics? And if you see the budget, the amounts of money that is budgeted for that, now you start screaming. So those things are not necessary. That could be put into better use. So who will even get the fabric? Are you getting the fabric? Is the market woman getting the fabric? Are they giving it to the market woman for free? I think that even if you are giving it to a market woman for free, she would prefer to get funds, that money. So I don't think there are some things that are not necessary.
Yes, because
I comment the recent stuff she did recently where she moved around states and she was giving out funds to petty traders. But I think 50,000 per person. That's good, but Unity Fabric, come on. That's why she's being dragged. And recently I also saw a video that was released also when she was saying, I think 2023, she was saying that her family is wealthy enough to take care of her and her needs. That Nigeria's wealth is the Commonwealth, so they are not looking at getting into that. And you made a statement. The truth is, there is no office like that of the First Lady. It does not exist in our constitution. So when monies are budgeted to that office, it is wrong in itself. It is wrong in itself.
I totally agree with what Ogaga has said. This country, I don't know why people place importance on very irrelevant things. What are you getting Asoebi for? What are we going to use it for? What are the people who are going to buy the Asoebi? What are they going to use it for? That's what I don't understand. We're talking about celebrating October 1st.
To promote unity.
What unity? What are they going to use it for? After that day, what's the importance of that Asoebi? That ladies, we really need to stop. We need to stop. At this point, when Ogaga was talking, I started thinking about ladies in general. There was a particular post I read yesterday, and the post was talking about how ladies should for now, they should forget about Asoebi and jewelries and think of how to support their husbands. That it's not funny anymore. Men who are out there paying school fees, paying house rents. Women should forget about Asoebi and jewelries for now. The person say don't think about it, but for now, forget about it. And this is not the time to be talking about Asoebi and jewelries. And if you look at this is not the only thing that was trending. The amount of money that she has spent on her trips this year alone was put out in social media. People were complaining bitterly about it. So this is not the time to start flaunting your flamboyant lifestyle. It's totally wrong, but I'm not going to compare her with the former First Lady. I'm not going to do that. Everybody is different. Everybody comes into power and they are different. But it is what she's doing is very insensitive at a time like this. Very insensitive.
Okay, so we've heard from both Blessing and Ogaga. Now let's move on to our main trends this week, because these are just highlights, funny enough.
Wow.
These are just highlights. Let's move on to our main trends this week.
So one of the main trends here is #Ashakan. Ashakan was trending after netizens compared how he used 10 million naira to construct a borehole from start to finish, among other philanthropic efforts in difference to the United Nations donation to Borno government and the complaints of the citizens. And I would like to read some of the tweets from others. So someone said, I just got to know that the local government area Ashakan went to dig that borehole in Plateau State is directly under the control of the politician who gifted his daughter an SUV some weeks back. I don't know if you guys saw that. Okay, so there's a politician, Yusuf Gavdi, right? He gifted his daughter who finished secondary school, she wrote WAEC, and then he gifted her an SUV.
Wow.
So this particular community
what a loving father.
that Ashakan went to build this project, like the borehole project, that's the same community that this man lives in, and he is aware that in the community they just have 3 wells, and he went further to gift his daughter an SUV after WAEC. So this thing made people start talking. They were like, why would you do such a thing knowing fully well that your community, they are suffering? So Ogaga, what's your take on the whole thing?
When I think of this country God decided to put me in.
Okay, why are you like this?
Are you serious?
Are you a patriotic Nigerian?
No, I'm patriotic because somebody said something. He said Nigeria matter and I won't identify the look at because if it's too I feel blind. Like it's just so painful. So painful. I'm really speechless right now. Like, come to think of it, secondary school student, SUV. Meanwhile, the people, I think the truth is that it's either our so-called politicians and public office holders, they don't understand what it means to be a leader.
They don't.
Or they pretend not to know.
They don't know.
It's either
they go
both.
there with an ulterior motive.
Because as a leader, you are meant to serve. That's why I always and we always subscribe to the fact that if you want to become a leader in Nigeria, guess what? your children should school here. You should use our health facilities. If you know you don't want to use them, don't come into a public office. Don't come and leave. Because when you have that mentality, then you start getting things right. It was recently that the president traveled out, and a video came out that he branched. They said he went to see King Charles.
Yes.
But there was a video now that he was coming out from a hospital there. How many times will you see King Charles travel to Nigeria, or see Joe Biden travel to Nigeria to come and get medical care? They don't. They get that in their countries. And we're seeing all of this. A community, the people, they don't have borehole, tap water. Even the one that is ancient that used to do like this, they don't have. It's well. And if you look at that way, it might not be ring well said. So painful. And when it's time for election, you come out and care for them, and start deceiving them. You share salt and all of that. So sometimes even the people, they are gullible too.
No, sometimes it's the people, Ogaga.
Even
It's just the people.
Blessing, even
Because this
city
is a
streets
community, right? This is a community.
Yeah.
If we cannot hold the president accountable, the people should be able to hold their local government chairman, hold their
Yes.
councillors
Now,
accountable.
what you said now, listen to these tweets. So someone said, Ashaka used 10 million to construct a ball from start to finish. Ahmed Ali wants to use 1.2 billion to repair 25 balls. Until Nigeria make an example out of one of these politicians, the rest continue to misbehave.
Yes.
So repair 1.2 to
Repair.
repair, not to
Yes.
remove.
Billion.
So it's the people. The people are. It's just that sometimes when you go to these communities, especially during election, you see the women, you see the youth, the men. They come out. They go to their town halls and they listen to these politicians tell them lies, and they know that they're telling them lies because you've been in power for 4 years. You've not done anything for the people, and you're still coming to lie to them and tell them that they should still vote for you. And the people will keep quiet. The women will start dancing and clapping their hands.
When you consider the context here, sometimes for those in the north, sometimes I will attribute what happens to them to lack of enlightenment. That's why we still have a responsibility to
Enlightenment,
sensitize.
Ogaga. See, this is simple common sense. This is not about enlightenment. It's
Uh,
common
Okay,
sense.
okay, I have a question
It's
for
common
both of
sense
you now.
because it's common sense because
Okay,
even back then, those days when we didn't have all this,
Have you-
traditional rulers, they were accountable to their people.
Have you heard of?
Okay, I have a question
They were
now.
accountable to the people.
In
If
a
something happens in the
case
community,
where they know all of them, all the politicians that are coming out now for election, maybe for governorship and for this, they know maybe 3 of them now, they're not straightforward. They have not done any good before. But they're all promising them this thing, and they now say, okay, let us choose
the lesser evil.
the lesser evil.
When you choose the lesser evil is in power. You monitor everything. If there's a budget, you monitor the budget, the projects that are that budget was meant for. If they're not using the money judiciously, you call them to order.
So that means
They just
what
Nigerians don't
Ogaga
understand their
said,
power.
does it come into this lack of enlightenment?
Blessing. Have you
It's
heard
not
of?
about
Have you heard of?
enlightenment per se.
Have you heard of what they call indoctrination?
Yes, Ogaga.
The Northerners are just conservative to their
So
religion.
someone once told me that part of indoctrination in the north is that they tell them that everybody's not meant to be rich. Guess what? Allah makes some rich so that they can take care of the poor.
Now, I'm not talking about being rich here.
Wait now. So when you have that belief that you're not meant to be rich, and they start telling you things like this, right from when you're young, that the rich to take care of the poor. So guess what happens? You are not even trying to become rich.
No, I'm not
You're
talking
just
about
trying
rich.
to survive.
Ogaga, I'm not talking about rich here. We're talking about a local government chairman. In your local government, you don't have potable water. You don't have good roads. Do you understand what I'm saying?
So
I'm
I'm
not
saying
saying go
that.
and give these people money. I'm saying provide them with water. Provide them with
I'm
roads.
saying it's
That's
the same,
all.
I'm saying it's the same
Their water is
indoctrination
poor,
that
is
if
poor,
they are
at
not,
least they drink water.
so that's what I'm
That's the
saying.
basic amenities.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. That some of them they might not even know
So
that
it's
they
not
should
even about
fight for
being
these
rich.
things.
It's about you're a governor. It's just like being governor of the state. This is what is happening. We need this. Just give us the basic amenities, and that's what Nigerians need really. Nigerians are not concerned about how much they are stealing from the coffers of government. Just politicians, just give us the basic amenities. Let petrol be affordable. Give us 24 hours power supply. Give us good roads. Give us housing estates. That's all we need. Just give us
But
the
don't
basic
you think?
amenities.
Sorry,
And
don't
steal
you,
as much as you want.
don't you think generally Nigerians, apart from the Northerners now,
Yeah.
Nigerians have been trying. That's why they did sometimes protest.
They're not trying.
Exactly.
They're not doing enough.
Listen,
Nigerians are not doing
I don't
enough.
I don't want to shake a table.
Nigerians
People
are
are
not
going to
trying
die
at all.
if they
Nigerians are
continue
not
doing
doing enough. They're
Because
not
I
trying.
have a question.
And
now, I have a
like
question.
Ogaga talked about enlightenment. You see the intellectuals we have in this
Yeah.
country. They're the cowards we have in this country. The intellectuals.
Okay.
They are the cowards.
Blessing. Let me ask you a question. Are you pleased with everything that's going on where you work now? DBS here.
Not everything.
Okay. Why has it not changed while you are here? And you have the intellect.
Because
and
I
you're
haven't
not
stopped talking. I keep talking, and for the management, they've done their best. They're still doing their best.
Okay.
Yes, but I don't just keep fold my hands and keep quiet.
Okay.
If there's anything that comes up, we speak to the management, and luckily enough, the management in DPS, they listen and they tell you, we will work on this,
Okay.
or they tell you this
As
is the
the,
effort
state,
we're
well,
making.
as the government not be telling you to work on it. So that point
We
is.
know that
so,
it's
so do you think that with this, you are an insider, you're saying this, outsiders that feel like DBS is not doing enough, do you think they will buy this your story? It brings us back to what Patience said. Do you think that
I am
Nigerians
out
have not
there.
spoken? Don't you think that Nigerians have spoken and sometimes they're already tired?
no, Nigerians are not doing enough. I don't agree that we're doing enough.
Okay.
You know,
We're not doing
No,
enough.
no, this
We're not doing enough.
this
And you cannot
argument take us to
compare
our
the
next
management
trend.
of DBS to
Let's
federal
see.
government.
I'm not
Management,
doing
they are
that.
doing
That's
all
our
they
next
ought to
trend.
do.
I'm
They
not
are
doing
doing
that.
all they ought to
Just
do.
take this our next trend. So our next trend is also going to be about the government. It's about hashtag Sorire. So earlier this week, Sorire was
Sure.
Sorire. He was arrested at the upon arrival from the USA at Lagos Airport, that's Musa Mohammed Airport, and they seized his passports. And he said that he has committed no crime known to law. He has committed no crime, no offense, that he doesn't know why they're arresting him. But let's quickly read some of the tweets, what parts say. So he came out and said, okay, they had released him by Nigerian immigration after a brief detention, and his passport was released back to him. And then someone else said, DSS said they will arrest Sorire last week. This week, courageous man appears. The only human rights activists I recognize. I salute your courage, comrades. Someone else said, the Nigerian government does not learn. If I were them, I would ignore Sorire and not arrest him on arrival. Now you have made him some sort of hero with all the news media carrying his story. You made yourself look like billions, and we'll still release him, last. Hussein Rufai said, it's Sorire today, it might be you tomorrow. This harassment of those with dissenting voices is undemocratic.
What did they arrest him for, actually?
It's not known what they arrested him for.
You see, Ogaga and I argued about our leaders in Nigeria. Another set of people that we should be talking about are the security agents. Now, the policemen, the military men, the DSS, the FCC, they're Nigerians as well. They are going through the sufferings of Nigerians. These security personnel, they should be grateful to Nigerians, and Nigerians are speaking on their behalf. Because just like Ogaga was asking me questions about this establishment, the policeman may not be able to come out to start talking down on the IGP, start talking down on the government or the federal government. But Nigerians are out there talking about the hike in petrol, talking about the corruption in the country. So they should be grateful that there are Nigerians who are speaking on their behalf, not following the instructions of their bosses and going after these men. Why are they arresting him? Why are they arresting him? I just don't understand it at all. When I read the story that he was arrested, I'm like, what did this man do really? And the level of corruption in this country is sickening. They would arrest a person, they wouldn't even come out to say this is what the person has done. They release the person, they wouldn't even come out to give an official statement that, okay, this is how the investigation, they would just do end, as in, the audacity at which security agencies, they carry out these activities is just so,
Okay, let's quickly hear from
it's embarrassing,
Ogaga.
really.
Okay, I think that it's just Nigeria is a banana republic. Just do things anyhow, basically. Because, and I feel like they just harass the average man. See Showore.
They were able to arrest
see
you,
Joe.
they could not arrest
See
Yahaya
Joe
Bello.
Ajaero. That's what I was driving at. See Joe Ajaero. But Yahaya Bello, that
Mhm.
it was alleged he came to the EFCC premises. Someone you'd be looking for, and he walked away. So they say it's Jujuma. So that's the
Juma.
Okay, so let's move on to our next trend, hashtag dollar. And this trend also it's also kind of combined with our last trend, which is hashtag Reuters. Let's talk about the hashtag dollar first. So it was trending because the NNPC said that the current batch of PMS they bought from Dangote is based on dollar trade of September 2024. They said that they bought seats, the foil from Dangote in Naira initially at 898 naira per liter. But Dangote came out to say that this is a lie and it is mischievous. We sold our products in dollar. So like, we're asking the question now, Nigerians, who should you trust as telling you the truth? Because this happened on, I think, Monday, and people said, okay, what a nice way to start the week. Because over the weeks, we're talking about this Dangote refinery, we're talking about PMS, we're talking about NNPC, and like this struggle, basically with fuel scarcity, with increase in prices. So let's quickly read some of the tweets. Someone said, crude oil is in Nigeria. Dangote refinery is in Nigeria. Dangote bought crude oil in Naira. But NNPCL bought oil from Dangote in dollars and sell it to other markets at dollar rates. Someone else said, NNPC is a Nigerian company. Dangote is a Nigerian company. What's the rationale behind their choice of transacting in dollars? Is dollar our legal tender? And someone else said, not surprised that Dangote's oil we sell for $9.50 in Lagos. This is because the dollar was still paid as legal tender from buying from him. His refinery charges nothing, and scarcity we expect was artificial and deliberate. Expect to buy as 2,000 per liter eventually. So what is the purpose of like them selling this, and why is Dangote refinery saying that what they sold is in Naira and then their Naira, what they sold is in dollar, and that their Naira products will come out in October? Why didn't they just sell this in Naira initially?
Okay, I think why that happened is because the crude they bought the crude in dollar, and the crude, it was not fully from the NNPC. This PMS that they are giving out now, it's not a crude that they bought from the NNPC. Most of them, if not all of them, were imported in dollars. Okay. So they started giving to the NNPC, so they saw that the dollar rate they got it. Because whether you like it, when they say Dangote refinery is Nigeria, Dangote is a businessman. He did not open this thing, he opened it to make profit.
It's not Nigerian government.
So if your government that has about 4 refineries has not been able to keep them running, you expect a businessman. So that's why he did that. He sold it in dollars. So they said from October 1, when the crude that the NNPC gave them in Naira comes out, then they will start doing that.
Okay, let's quickly hear from Blessing.
I'm going to say this: Nigerians should leave NNPCL and Dangote alone. They should just leave them to continue their fights, because,
Are they fighting actually, or they are trying to play it ahead of them?
I think NNPCL is on Dangote's neck. The man wants to do his business, but they're not letting him. If NNPCL really wants him to do his business, they should allow him sell to independent marketers. Why are they the sole, buyer of the petroleum products? As I said, they should just leave the two of them alone. Like our analyst, Comrade John Wood said, he says Dangote owes Nigerians the truth. If he comes out and say it the way it is, just that they may not let him, or maybe there's something they're holding against him, I don't know. That's why I said we should just stop talking about them. We should just ignore them, because Nigerians are feeling disappointed right now. Nigerians were hopeful that with
a lot of improvements.
With the emergence of the Dangote refinery, things will get better. Yeah. Even if we're not going to buy the petrol so cheap, but at least we won't be buying at the rate that we're buying the imported ones. But now, so what's happening? So we should just leave them alone.
Speaking about this fuel scarcity, that will take us to our next trend, which is #Rosus. So Rosus was trending because of a particular moment on Arise TV where he was arguing with Ayo and Rafai, saying that the price of oil doesn't matter as long as there's supply and queues. And Ayo was trying to say that it matters a lot, that even with the supply, a common Nigerian should be able to buy or afford. So let's quickly watch that video.
Difference in the final price. But it was just, there were 4 fees in the first template, that's been reduced to 3. Go back to Zaccheaus Adedeji, head of FIRS, the announcement he made over the last weekend, saying that certain fees will be moved aside. So when you look at the final price, that price is there. And also, I know you said you bought fuel at this price. Everybody's saying I bought at this price. You saw Tokunbo Yetunji's report this morning. More trucks are going to lift. What does that mean? That is more supply. So we can either have a debate about what the price is, or whether there are no more queues and we're getting supply, which I think is the main thrust of the issue here. We don't want many more queues.
Rotus, it depends. I think you should ask people this question. It's not just, like I said, what's the point of having supply and people cannot afford?
You want fuel queues?
No, but either way, so do you want people not to be able to afford? No, what do you want people not to be able to afford fuel? Well, if you have a product that people cannot afford, it doesn't make any sense. It's not either or the other. Both of them have
So who's selling the product, Ayo?
Anyways, I'm not saying
who's selling the product? It's a business, right? Or a charity?
I'm not. this is not against Dangote Refinery or anything. I'm just saying the fact that you cannot say that it's just about supply. Supply is good. That's a narrative. But you have to talk about price.
No, this is coming from Dangote Refinery.
Yes. Anyway.
Ayo, let's not mislead people.
I'm
This
not
is coming from
misleading
Dangote
people,
Refinery,
but
a
I'm just-
private sector player
I am just
in
speaking
the
to your
downstream sector.
point.
Some of the tweets.
Tweets behind the trend. Not surprised he said that people like Rotus have zero respect and empathy for human feelings. He knows exactly what he's doing by making such reckless statements. Ajuri's role is still vacant and so looking forward to it. Someone also said, I think it's
Oh my
safe to say that
goodness.
Arise TV needs to evaluate Rotu's mental status because what is the nonsense? What in the nonsense is he spilling from his mouth? Someone also said Rotu seems to be looking for political appointments from Remy Tinubu's husband. The guy just sounds intelligent most of the time. It makes me ask how Arise TV was able to hire him to work alongside Oseni Rufai and Ruben Abati. And then the last tweet is, when Tinubu was campaigning with fuel price reduction, where was Rotus?
My take is not far from what Nigerians have tweeted, because when I was listening to him, I was like, does this guy have some connections with those at the NNPCL ends of affairs? Because I understand that yes, he's entitled to his own opinion, but common sense should teach you that as a broadcaster, as a presenter, you are there. There's something called agenda setting. You should understand the feelings of the people, right? You should be balanced. Yes, you should always be objective. But understand what Nigerians are going. What does he mean that the price of petrol doesn't matter as long as there's supply and there's no queue?
Wait, did he categorically say that?
Yeah.
Because from the video I just saw, at least from the video I just have not watched the full clip. I think he was trying
I think
to,
we'll have to watch the full clip to really see.
because what he was trying to correct Ayo, because I think Ayo was towing your line, but what he was saying, he was talking about Dangote. That now the balance he's trying to put is that supply. He's saying Dangote is a businessman, just like what I stated. So Dangote right now, I think that's his context, because he was trying to tell Ayo, like, let's not mislead people. Dangote right now is the supply. So let's be concerned about the supply, because that's what people do. But he was saying that he's talking about Dangote Refinery right now. Which he gets it, he will sell. So is the rate at
Who is
which
he getting the crude oil from?
So like I stated earlier, this first batch tranche that he has given out, most of the crude was imported. That's why he sold it in dollars.
The first tranche.
Yes, so it's
till
from
the second
October
tranche.
1. That's why Dangote has not even released a price. So he said it's from October 1, they will fix the price. But I have an issue of Dangote's transparency. To me, because NNPC, they released an amount that 898. So for that 898, and NNPC still said 50 cents that they did the calculation. If NNPC can release that, and you're saying NNPC's post is misleading and mischievous, you should be able to come out and say that for us, NNPC claims this, but for us as an organization, this was the amount we gave it to NNPC. I think so. Except, for example, he wants to do like some WhatsApp people, that you post a phone on your status that I should come and buy, but you not put the amount. You not tell me to come into your DM to ask for amount, whether you not profile me. Maybe if I come into your DM to ask for the phone, you tell me the phone is 50k. But if you see Blessing with her hair and see take and everything, you tell them 90k. I feel like those things are misleading. If not, normally, if Dangote, just like Abe John God was saying, if Dangote comes out and says that, just like when he was crying foul for the crude oil, Nigerians spoke on his behalf. If NNPC releases their statement and you feel like it's against what you did or it's mischievous and misleading, state your own facts. Don't give us a general statement. State your facts. It's the facts that Dangote is refusing to state that I have an issue with.
Okay, enough of this Dangote NNPCL saga. Like I told you, I'm
Will
tired of
never
talking
be
about
enough.
it. It'll be, for me, it's enough. They know what they're doing, and until they're serious about it, then they will come out and let us know what is playing out. But as a broadcaster, I'm addressing the last trend between the Arise TV broadcasters. You should know, you should be careful what you say. The Nigerians are like, it's like we have an injury right now, we're nursing that injury. Don't come and try to bruise it or try to add salt to it. You should be careful with your statement, because most people will not understand the way Ogaga understood where he's coming from. So we should be really careful. It's just like when the president's wife or the children come out and you're telling Nigerians to give your dad 3 more years. I don't understand. When your dad was campaigning, did he say we should wait until the 40th year of his tenure before he will start bringing up the change, the hope, the renewed hope he talked about? So please, they should really be careful. When they're saying things out, be careful. Nigerians are injured right now, and what we need is things that would, hasten the recovery of our injury, not to add salt to it, really. You should just be careful.
So that brings us to the end of today's X-Trend. We actually able to cover everything.
Yeah.
And you're happy now that we covered everything.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much, Tega. Thank you so much,
for
Patience, for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you too.
All right, thank you, ladies. All right, a lot is going on in Nigeria right now, and I was just thinking in my head, like, with what is happening in the country right now. Imagine somebody that's having relationship or marital challenges in addition to this. That's a whole lot. So please and please, try to sort yourself, sort your life.
Okay, well, where's this thought coming from?
No.
Where's this thought coming from?
I don't know. Maybe it's one of you that's. I don't know. Is any of you going through?
Nobody is. You got it though.
Maybe it's a viewer that is joining me that
I'm
direction.
chosen.
Maybe it's a viewer. No. But I'm just saying that there is already a lot going on in Nigeria. Please try to control. There are a lot of things are happening that you cannot necessarily control, but in your space, try to control things that affect your mental health, that affect your happiness. I am Ogaga Ikama. Who are you? Enjoy your weekend.
I'm chosen.
I love that, and I totally agree with Ogaga. For me, I would rather say, instead of controlling, stay away from toxic environments. That's it. To protect your mental health, stay away from toxic environments. If you know that your relation to this person or with this person is very toxic to you, stay away from it. Try to avoid any form of confrontation, and this is not the time for you to go out there fighting. Because yesterday I was speaking to someone, and the person talked about how someone who's related to him is in jail right now because he joined a group of persons to beat a thief. And I always say this: say no to jungle justice. This is not the time for you to fight with anybody. This is not the time for you to hit anybody, because you never can tell what's happening to the person. So be careful out there. Protect your mental health and be safe. Thank you so much for joining us on Friday's edition of Morning Ride. It has been a beautiful ride with Ogaga Ikama, our S-Girls, Tega and Patience. Well done. And to our production team, thank you for doing your best today. We love you and we wish you the best. Have a great weekend. Bye for now. My name is Blessing Usiaweda.
Una know say to chop plenty fruit and vegetable every time dey help person live long. You no go fit see anything when they give good nutrition when boku pass fruit and vegetable. Fruits and vegetables get plenty vitamins like vitamin A, B, C and E, and other minerals like magnesium, zinc, phosphorus, potassium and folic acid. You see, food when contain vegetables and fruit, they help lower blood pressure, reduce the risk of heart disease and stroke, prevent some kind cancer, help lower cholesterol level and blood pressure, remove yamayama from your system, protect you from digestion wahala and high problem, come make your skin dey shine muke muke. E good to eat fruits and vegetable every day, and if you even get blender, you fit blend different fruit when you like together to make sweet drink when oyibo dey call smoothie. Now the Delta State Committee of Food and Nutrition and Delta State Ministry of Information now bring una this message.
That first news, that first kick, that first cry, and those first moments put baby to mother's breast right away. That first yellowish milk, colostrum, has the nutrients baby needs to grow healthy, strong, and sharp. Ask your health worker to put your baby to the breast within the first hour.
Start strong. Zero water exclusive breastfeeding for better future.
This message is from the Delta State Committee on Food and Nutrition and the Delta State Ministry of Information.